I'm here at the Poor Magazine event. They're doing a mock debate with Meg Whitman. And this is Tracey Faulkner. She's been working with Poor Magazine for the last 13 years. She actually created and now runs the Family Resource Center at City College, which helps parents get through school. And Tracey, the debates with Meg Whitman, who is spending $500,000 per day on this campaign to become governor, is coming up. If you could have the reporter's ear who is going to be asking these questions, what would you want them, him or her, to ask Meg Whitman? And Jerry Brown, for that matter, and the third-party candidates, if they'll be allowed, quote-unquote, into the debates.
I would like to ask that, what is your real plan to help families come up and out of poverty? And how are you going to do that if you actually remove welfare altogether? We're already looking at the last 8 years of budget cuts to the welfare programs. We're already looking at budget cuts for the last 8 years to child care. We're already looking at full sanctions next year for families who cannot do their 32 hours a week. So what else can you do to us? And to even consider removing welfare altogether and leaving families stranded to me is criminal. And yet you can continue to allow corporations benefits and welfare and continue to allow them tax breaks and to not even pay their taxes if they're delinquent and not even get fined for not paying their taxes. And I would ask you is where's the fairness in that? And to continue to use poor families as a way of balancing the budget when it's already been done for the last 8 years. How can you do that and have a conscience?
What do you think people need to know about what families are dealing with now with this economic repression, depression? Because we don't really see the faces in the media or hear the voices of actual people who are struggling.
So we're seeing more people trying to get back to school. Unfortunately, City Colleges, the units per unit price has gone up, so the struggle is even more there. So we have programs at City College, such as the book loan program, where we're seeing triple the amount of people who are needing to use the book loan program. And the book loan is only available really for those who are on financial aid. So we're seeing a lot of struggle, and especially with mothers. We give free childcare if you want to go to class. We mainly give this to babies because infant care is incredibly expensive, whether you're working poor or on welfare. We help welfare moms go to school, and also we help them to be able to do their 32 hours a week, which they have to do, which is mandatory to be able to receive their grants. We're just seeing people struggle, and it's a struggle to stay in school, but yet there's no jobs out there, and so what are their choices?
What goes through your mind when you hear that Meg Whitman is spending $500,000 per day on this campaign?
It's almost incomprehensible. It's almost the amount of poverty that we're seeing right now, and we're seeing this such excess. It almost makes me sick. It really does.
Are you seeing people who are literally struggling to eat? Because we're hearing stories about, the food banks can't keep food on the shelves. There's affordable housing is so difficult to come by.
Absolutely. And I have students and employees, even student employees, who are struggling with homelessness, who are struggling. I had this one mom who was living in a car with her daughter and was terrified CPS would find out because she'd lose her child. I'm seeing my own budget. I used to be able to feed the staff and stuff, and I'm seeing my own budget actually reduce, so that's becoming difficult. So it's really hard. It's really hard, What are you planning to do to organize around the November election? Every year we do a Get Out the Vote. What we do is we often have a debate at the student union regarding the different propositions and the different candidates. We're not actually allowed to endorse one because we're a nonprofit, but we certainly get out information. And we certainly can get out our stories. And so without having one way of getting around the whole nonprofit problem of not being able to endorse anyone is just say, you know what, we need to make sure that there's still a safety net for parents.
You're right, and this is the reality. This is what we're facing every day.
Yes.
Tracey Faulkner she's been working with Poor Magazine for the last 13 years. She created and now runs the Family Resource Center at City College, which supports parents and helps them get through school.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Tracey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.